My name is Salma Solomon, and this is my art history confessional. First, I want to address the term unknown knowns, which can be defined as the things we know but are unaware of knowing. Before taking this class, I didn't realize that only anything can be considered art. Only shortly after the semester began, I realized that art isn't always the typical paint on canvas piece, but can be interactive, a sculpture, a photo, and so on. In our daily lives, we are constantly surrounded by art, and oftentimes we do not recognize or realize that such commonplace things can be considered art. In the reading, One Place After Another, Notes on Site Specificity by Miwon Kwon, it was mentioned that current forms of site-oriented art, which readily take up social issues often inspired by them, and which routinely engage the collaborative participation of audience groups for the conceptualization and production of the work, are seen as a means to strengthen art's capacity to penetrate the socio-political organization of contemporary life with greater impact and meaning. The Wexner Center, in exhibits done by Mirele Latterman Euclid and pieces performed by William Wegman, are all examples of unconventional art. Based on architecture, people, and self, they are all considered to be forms of art, even though they may appear strange or different. In the reading, The Architectural Review, it says, "Architecture is the heart of Columbia's reconnection." While it is focusing on just Columbia in this reading, it can be applied to all places. In a way, sculpture can actually be considered architectural art. The specific piece I chose to focus on was Bear, which is located on the UCSD campus, created by Tim Hawkinson. Artist Tim Hawkinson is commonly known for taking everyday objects with simple proportions to greater extremes. Born in San Francisco, Hawkinson studied at San Jose State and UCLA, and now lives and works in Los Angeles. Tim had a vision of a piece using 8 granite stones, which were found locally, creating the piece Bear. The piece was completed in 2005, and while it seems like a relatively simple idea, went through a complicated process involving engineering and transportation. Bear is Hawkinson's first permanent outdoor public project, and is the 16th piece of the Stewart Collection located on the UCSD campus. Oftentimes, Hawkinson is inspired by objects that can be found in our everyday life, and are already available. He uses all of these common objects as references, models, and sometimes even material. When asked by the San Diego Union Tribune in 2005 about the piece and what it meant, Hawkinson said, "I like to leave it open to interpretation." Biological Habitat, Developing Living Spaces, mentions that a system can only emerge once its borders have been defined. I related this to the art world because years ago, there was a certain system where it was believed that art can only be a painting. But, as years have passed, a new system emerged and broke the beliefs of the old system. The new system made sure that borders were defined but in their own way. It was to be made sure that art is everywhere. Sculptures are something people commonly see. While they are not everywhere, they are usually strategically placed in areas that have some sort of significance. For example, the statue of the couple kissing at the USS Midway Museum takes visitors back to a powerful moment in time. While some sculptures may not necessarily be thought-provoking, in a sense, it creates a better experience. While it could have just been a painting, it does not have the same everlasting effect as a sculpture does. Sculptures are more interactive on a human level, which is why they are often found to be so enjoyable. People take pictures with them, have picnics near them, and appreciate the importance overall. It really brings the whole experience together. In conclusion, throughout the semester, I've learned that anything can be art. In the reading, Manifesto for Maintenance Art, 1969, a Balinese saying was mentioned. The saying goes, "Everything I say is art, is art. Everything I do is art, is art."